Hey, Phil. I'm doing great. It's a little cold down here, but I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fine. Actually, nice and warm here. I imagine all your SEC buddies are reveling in the Crimson Tide's victory last night.
Well, Atlanta's been kind of shut down today. They canceled all the schools. We got about a half inch of snow last night, and so the roads are pretty much iced over. So they closed down all the schools and a lot of the government buildings. So it's hadn't been able to see anybody today. It's about 24 degrees here still, and it's still a little dangerous to be driving. But I'm getting lots of stuff on Facebook. Everybody's sending me stuff, and so I think Alabama people are real happy.
So as we look ahead to next year, you don't get a chance to enjoy things for very long in this business. So we look ahead to next year, knowing what you know about the league and who's coming back. How do you handicap the two divisions?
Wow. Well, I got Alabama. I got Alabama up front in the West for sure. Coin toss on what Auburn and LSU do. They're probably second and third. I heard Mallett's coming back for Arkansas, so they should be still pretty strong. Mississippi State is a program that's moving up. Ole Miss, who knows what's going to happen there? I think they got some problems with Houston Nutt and the administration, so I think they're going to be probably mired down in the fourth or fifth position next year. In the East, I'd like to say South Carolina has a pretty good chance. I think it's going to take some serious changes for Spurrier. It's going to have to start with him. I think he's going to have to really just he's going to just have to coach a little bit differently. I think he's going to have to encourage his players. I think he's going to have to just coach them up. That's what he's known for. And he's got the players. He's got the facilities. They got the fans. They can't use that excuse anymore. I think it just really comes down to making those players confident enough to catch balls, to make interceptions, and not to have penalties. And, South Carolina played a pretty good game against the team that won the national championship last night. So, if they have a good offseason, they get a couple big recruits. If Lattimore commits, I like South Carolina in the top two positions. I still think that Florida and Georgia are probably the gold standard for the East. Tennessee's not going to have a quarterback, so but they got everything else. So I think it's going to be a good fight between those four teams in the East. Vanderbilt and Kentucky, it's kind of a coin toss on who shows up for that. But I think South Carolina could be in the run of things. I think Garcia, with what you and I witnessed with Garcia, with his emotion, if he can funnel that into building some teammates around him that want to win and want to care about the game, I think South Carolina's got a good chance.
All right, very quickly, basketball conference play begins tomorrow. What's your early impression of the league? I guess everything really sort of starts and ends with Kentucky right now, but Florida probably has surprised some people with the start that they've had, and Georgia looks a little bit better. South Carolina will be intriguing with the new lineup they've been forced to put together because of the injuries and the suspension.
Now, Phil, right now, this is my first day going into basketball. I'm reading everything that you're writing about this stuff, and Joe Person and the guys at the state. But, I just finished up with football last night at midnight, so I don't really jump into basketball until after this interview. I'll probably jump into it. But, I've been kind of keeping up with the Gamecocks a little bit. It's unfortunate that they had to let go of that one player, and they had some issues with some, him just not wanting to be a team player. But I think that they made the right move. I think Darren Horn, he is one of the best coaches in the league as far as I'm concerned. If he just gets a couple good players, you're going to see a great program at South Carolina. I love reading what you write about the recruiting and the players that are coming in, and that's what I'm going to lean on until we meet again.
All right. Well, get ready for basketball. It is here, and we'll hear from you next week. We'll talk more SEC basketball.
Sounds great, Phil. You guys have a great weekend.
You too, Jay.
Thanks
Very much.